Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and I'm so sorry about my altered paperclip video. And Kathy was so kind enough to tell me that I was, because I was in a big hurry, I did see the video, but I found, I noticed that it was a little bit off the screen, but I should have paid more attention. I totally apologize for that, ladies. So as a bonus, I am doing it again, and I'm going to show more variations to the altered paperclip. So that's worth watching. So if you are new to my channel, then please think of subscribing, and if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Your comments mean the world to me, so please don't forget to comment. And I have been so behind in replying to the comments, but I'll soon get back to them. So in the meanwhile, what I've done is I have 3 paper clips over here aligned on this piece of paper. Now I'm going to show you how this works. So I can take these out. So let me move this aside. So this is just a plain printer paper that I have used, and this is tea stained, and I've folded this in half, just enough so that the paper clips are well covered, sort of thing, like their full length is covered by, they have a full coverage, as you can say. So here is one paper clip, and this is the other one. This is inspired by Melina, and she did hers with lots of pockets and dingly-dangly things. Maybe I will do those variations also and see how things go. So here I have these paper clips lined up. So this paper is folded in half. The opening is at the bottom, and I've just slipped these paper clips in, nothing else. Okay, so now what we can do is we can just lay some packing tape. Now Melina did hers with packing tape, but I am using my clear tape to do this. It's the same, you don't have to worry. And I'm just pushing these into the grooves, and I'm going to do the same to these the bigger ones, so that again they have a better so they are better covered. Okay, so that's that. And so these 3 are of 3 different sizes, and I really wanted to show you that it doesn't matter which size you go for. If you're using a bigger paper clip, then of course you can put something bigger. If you're using a smaller paper clip, you can use something smaller, of course. And this is somewhere in the middle. So I have done the same with this piece of paper, and these are the same, like the big, the large, the medium, and the small. So these are the same paper clips, and I've done the same tape thingy at the back also, so that they don't move, they don't go anywhere. And we are going to snip these off. So I'm just eyeballing these because I am not sure how wide my paper clips will be. I just know the length, so I'm going to just slice these off, and I will trim them later on when I complete making the paper clips. So what I have done over here is I have just taped them, and you can see this is actually going to be snuck, put onto our papers. So let me show you. So this is how it's going to be put in. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. So I'm going to decorate this part as well as this part. So let's do something very simple, very easy. So what I have here are some scraps. So this is just a variation of the cluster type. I'm going to show you how I did the cluster paper clips also, but this is also another option that you can go for. If you have papers like this which have a very definitive image, you can use them. So in this case, what I've done is I have stitched around this long strip of paper. I hope you can see it. I have stitched around this long strip of paper, thinking that I can use it over here. Okay, now you can skip the stitching part, but stitching just adds a little bit of dimension. You know me and stitching and lace and stuff like that. So this is how the paper clip is looking. See how simple it is. Now our job is to glue this down. Okay, so I'm going to use some PVA glue. If you want, you can ink. If you want, you can use your Fabri-Tac. But there's one thing you have to keep in mind. You cannot allow any glue to choke up this middle part, you know, so that our paper has a proper way to get in. We just can't close that path. So it's okay if it is a little bit taller, it doesn't matter. We can always work on that, but be careful of not allowing any glue to close that down. So this is when I'm putting glue on the other side, and I'm just folding this. See how easy it is, and I'm just squishing them, but I have to be mindful of the fact that I cannot close this part up. Once this part gets closed, this will not be a paper clip anymore. This is just going to be a paper clip trapped in, you know, layers of paper. So so you have to be careful about that. Other than that, it is super easy. Just that, and your paper clip is ready to go. So now what I want is, I want to embellish this a little bit more. And I had these, you know, mini clustery sort of thing that I want to add. So these are actually lace bits that I have used with a button. I'm just going to glue this somewhere here. So I'm just figuring out where I need to put in. I think I can put it here, or maybe at the top, but I don't know. I veer more towards the bottom part. So I'm going to put it over here, not too much at the bottom, because then it might hinder our, you know, this paper clip getting into the paper itself. So I have that, and I'm going to glue this up right over here. Okay, done. And I also have a bulb pin where I've attached a little bead, which I will attach later on, so I'm not doing that right now. I can also punch a hole. I can tie something over here. You know, the variations are endless. Basically, you can do a lot. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to punch a hole. These are just little bits that you can put in as your signature. I'm going to punch a hole, and what I'll do is, I will put this. So I have some transparent hole reinforcers, and I'm going to use them. These are transparent, you don't see them basically, and these are plasticky kind. Not my favorite, but they do the job very well. So I'm using this plasticky kind of, I hope you can see it. It's a transparent kind of hole reinforcer. Okay, so I have that, and I will take out another one for the back. These are so difficult to peel off, but they do the job, you know. So you can put that, and this time, so this is another variation that I tried and it worked. And I apologize for the the video being all upside down, or not being in frame. So this is the back, and we can decorate the back. We can put some butterfly elements. Just a moment. So we can use some floral fussy cuts that I have. I need to make more. I don't have the time, ladies. I should be cutting down a few more. So I'm just digging into this and trying to see what's going to... This is too big. That's the issue, Either they are too big or they are too small. So I can probably use something like this. Yeah, this is going to look nice, but I'm going to take this off. Okay. So I can use my glue stick. I can use my glue stick, put it over here. If you want, you can use a decoupage glue, but be very careful because if the glue seeps through the the sides, then your paper clip is not going to work. So this is going to be this. I can just use a small phrase or something at the back. So I can use these. Some of the words I don't like from here, but some I do. So I can use this one, wild at heart. Because I will be working on a wildflowers altered paperback journal very soon. I have all the papers ready and I just need to start working on it. So I can just put it over here. Okay. And we are good to go. I am not inking at the sides because I don't need to, I guess. Okay, so we have this over here, and over here we have this paper clip. So let me move these away. So this is the back or front, it doesn't matter because this is what it is. So we have one done. And then we can move on to the next one. So the next one is a smaller one. So I will use some snippet clusters that I had made some time back. So I can use this. This is a small one. So I can use something like this. So when I'm using a snippet cluster, I will have this poking through. When I'm using a snippet cluster, I will have this paper clip poking through, but I don't mind because I can add some sort of dingly-dangly charm from there. So I am going to glue this down. And again, this is going to be like sticking like this. But if you want something sideways, that can work too. In that case, you have to be mindful of the direction of your cluster. That's it. So I don't know if this is going to work. So this might work. Okay, so let's see. Let's glue this down and we can go from there. Okay. So in the case of snippet clusters, I will use the PVA glue because I think they need a little bit of more stability than a single sheet of paper. They have already become dimensional and they might fall off. They might need more reinforcement. So this is one of the most unpleasant thing, that is smearing glue with my fingers. But sometimes we have to do that. So I'm just putting this over here. I'm just trying to bring this up as much as possible. Okay, and I know this part has glue. I'm going to take this off immediately so that it doesn't close up the the entrance of the paper clip. Let me wipe my hand off and do that. Okay, so I have this, and now I'm just going to push this a little bit. Again, mindful of the fact that I don't want the glue to seep through. Okay, and I can put this, but in this case I will have this this part without any paper. So what I can do is I can put a sheet of paper on here. Any sheet of paper will do. Okay, so I'm using this scrap, and I will cover this up. So I'm going to cover this side up. I'm going to just okay, and here what I'll do is I'll just take off. I want that rugged kind of look, so I'm not worried. I have my ink dauber. Okay, and I'm not worried about this side because you won't be able to see it, and I'm just going to lay this down as best I can so that there's using clusters or scraps of papers like this is a little bit tricky, but it's not undoable. You can do it very easily, just you have to be a bit more cautious. That's it. And I'm going to just spread this glue and lay this down. Okay, and the extra bit that I have on this side, I can take it off, but I might ink it. Here I have a little bit extra, so I might push this a little bit. I won't, let it be. I don't want to disturb this, and also I need to stick this a little bit more. So that's done. Okay, and I can take this off. Okay, and over here I can just put some paper or some scrap or something that I have, just to cover that blank space, or I might just ink it off. That's the best. Again, I have to be mindful of the fact that I don't close this part up. Okay, I can add a bit of lace over here later on. Bit of lace over here, but again, this opening should be dry and without glue, otherwise it's not going to work. So this is how it's looking, and I will add a little bit of lace over here. Just hang on. So I can add a little bit of lace, but this is going to take a while to dry. So what I'll do is I'll just trim the part I require, move this, and just going to, okay, I'm just dabbing this. It's PVA glue, so it's going to dry, but it's going to take a while. And yeah, so I have that done. So I'll be trimming off the extra later on once it dries, not now. So it's looking like this. So this is the second one that we have done. So that's done. And this is the first one we did. This is the first one we did. And this is the second one we did. Okay. Now we are going to do the third one. And the tiny one, this one. So this one is very tiny and you don't need to do much. Basically, I'm just going to trim off a little bit. Okay. And if you have extra folded paper, you can add another paper clip to it and make another one. So you can mass make these. Basically, these are very suitable for those purposes. And this one is another scrap I have. I'll probably use this, okay, and embellish this a little bit. I have not stitched it at all. So just to show you that you don't have to stitch, you don't have to go overboard, you can just make it with simple things. And sometimes, you know, simple things look best. I hugely like simple things, but that doesn't mean I am against complicated and overdone things. It's not like that. Sometimes they work too. So this is how it's looking. So what I'll do is I will just take off the extra that I have, and that will just give me a basic idea that how tall or how thin or how much how wide this paper clip is going to be. And I'm just going to use this side. Okay, so I'm going to fold this over. You can round the corners also if you want. So I'm going to fold this over and I'm going to cover this entire thing. Okay, so these are the easier versions, simple ones. If you have a pretty paper, you can simply use them like this, and then you can squish it up and trim off the rest. Okay, so now what I have is I have done 3 paper clips. Okay, 3 paper clips, and I'm going to do this differently. This is going to have a little bit of angular effect. So you can see this is simple, and what I'm going to do is already. So I'm going to put this over here, and you'll see how lovely it looks with the blue rose and the blue thingy. Yes, I have stitched them on a piece of paper because that will give better adherence, in my opinion. But you don't have to put anything here, but I just want to put this scrap that was cut off, you know, so I can use that and just use some labels probably. This paper is from Antique Papery. She has a Antique Papery lifetime membership program, and I am in it. So she gives a lot of freebies and access to all her papers. She has a Facebook group on that. So this is how the cluster is looking on this paper clip. We have this, and I can always glue some lace or something over here. So let's do that. Let's do it, and we'll be good to go. Okay, yeah. So we have 3 of our paper clips ready. So you can see how little time they take if you have everything organized. It's not going to take much of a time, and I have done that, so you can do it too. So thank you everybody for watching this, and I'm totally sorry for the previous video. You're not going to see that anymore. I have deleted that video, and this is going to be the new altered paper clips video. So bye, have a great day.